So I did a Dexcom unboxing, a Dexcom 6 unboxing a few days ago, and I have both my Freestyle Libre button on, and you can't see it. I'd have to jump up, and I can't jump that high. But I've got well, here, wait a minute. I've got the Dexcom here, and I've been comparing. I'm going to give you a few numbers, a couple of numbers. I'm not seeing any difference in terms of the numbers, but here's some other things that I'm comparing them on. Price, you know, it used to be hands down the Libre, but now the Dexcom 6 has a system where you don't have to buy the reader. It's becoming much more competitive from a financial perspective, a cost perspective. Ease of use, say plus minus on the Dexcom 6, but because it continually does the reading. With the Freestyle Libre, you have to remember every 8 hours, read it, or you'll get breaks in your reading. Reliability of numbers. Most say that the Dexcom 6 is better, but as I'm doing my comparison the past 4 days, I'm not seeing a difference. In fact, you can read the numbers. The Freestyle Libre gives you a lot clearer number. The Dexcom is just somewhere between 100 and 200. And you know, you'd like to know a little bit better what number we're talking about. Sensor placement reliability. Others say that the Dexcom 6 is not that great. You lose it a lot, and there's a lot of statements where if you're having trouble keeping it on your body, on your stomach, then buy this. It's an adhesive patch that you put over it. You don't have to do that with the Libre. The Libre is better in that space, but I've knocked my Libre off a couple of times coming out of the shower. Sensor comfort. I feel this thing on my stomach, the Dexcom 6. I don't, and it's twinges, it's not real pain, but I feel absolutely nothing with the Libre. So at this point, I thought I was going to see a major advantage with the Dexcom 6. On the other hand, with a trade-off that it was more expensive. Actually, neither one are that much of an issue at this point. Let me just give you an example. So as I said, I can't really see where that number is. Both of them gave me a peak a couple of hours ago when I did a hard workout. My blood sugar number went up to 150. It was really clear on the Freestyle Libre that we're talking about 150. On the Dexcom 6, again, yeah, it's somewhere between 1 and 200. I think both of them, I think the Dexcom 6 has gotten a lot more competitive in terms of price. I think it could do a lot better in terms of acuity. I'm not so sure there's a big difference at this point. Thank you for your interest. So I'm very excited to announce we now have a membership page. Now, what is that? That's the one place where you can go and access all of our digital products. It starts off with a few free things, like a lot of infographics, which help you understand the basics of insulin resistance, cardiovascular inflammation, and other key concepts on how to prevent heart attack and stroke. The next free item is the intro and first chapter of the book that we're writing on plaque. The standards of medicine just aren't doing very well right now in terms of the #1 killer and disabler, plaque. We don't do a good job of measuring it. We don't do a good job of monitoring it. And there are better ways. So that's what this book is all about. Again, go in and get a free look at the intro and the first chapter. And if you've purchased the cardiovascular inflammation and IR courses, thank you so much for doing that. You purchased those at a time before we had them totally cleaned up, and we've cleaned them up now. And they're available for you right there on the membership page. Hit the link below, register, and go in and take a look. Look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.